Maria Bartiromo had on Representative Lisa McClain, Republican from Michigan, about what it is, tell us what we're looking for here. Where's the there? And here is Representative McClain.
It's incredible what your committee has been able to expose. So much information about these 20 shell companies that Joe Biden set up and his family set up while he was vice president, the 176 suspicious activity reports, the witness testimony, of course, all indicating or suggesting that there could be some serious crime here, like bribery or money laundering. Have you been able to identify any actual policy changes that Joe Biden made as a result of getting money from China?
The short answer is no. That's what we're trying to get to right now. That's why Jamie Comer, or Chairman Comer, is requesting those documents. The FBI knew he had those classified documents for 18 months and sat on those. What were in those documents? Because what Jamie Comer has been able to do is actually take a concept and actually have forensic data to connect the dots, different than what happened, say, under the last administration, where it was just a bunch of hearsay. That's why it's critical to have Hunter Biden come in and testify, James Biden come in and testify, and to get those classified documents, because that's what we need to connect the dots, and that's what he's doing.
Connecting the dots. We don't have any we have suggestions about payments, but we have not even an idea about what for.
I love the idea of her being like, Comer has made what he's done that's so unique is take a concept and then try and find the evidence after the concept.
It really is. It's what's also fascinating is how much this still, I think it really resonates on the right. There's no doubt in my mind. Mm-hmm. I am convinced that 80% of Trump voters would be like, well, I have to do it because Joe Biden's so corrupt.
Yeah, this is why QAnon took off with that part, because this is what the official party does.
But the whole point of these type of things, and it's certainly, worked as, with Clinton, but the whole point of these type of things is to build this narrative that Biden is corrupt, but it bounces up against the fact that he's old and incompetent, and or old and feeble. The old and feeble thing is sticking a little bit because, well, he's old. It's just the truth of the matter. But the corrupt thing is just feels like, I don't know.
Oh, well, $40,000 to, oh man, and a business partner got $1 million. Wow.
A business associate, not even a partner.
Yeah.
Just an associate.
America is doomed now.
It is fascinating to watch how much of a fail this is, though, for them. I haven't seen it, something like that. Secret sauce for destruction. Sorry if this is overly rudimentary, but are Republicans not worried that this impeachment stuff is creating a precedent that could hurt Trump later? Seems like everything they're saying Biden did, Trump definitely did. Definitely. Yes, but the problem with this is that Democrats are so timid with this stuff. Remember when they were going to subpoena Harlan Crow and Leonard Leo? Harlan Crow, this is just astonishing. Let me make it clear. Clarence Thomas did not know
Harlan
Crow until after Clarence Thomas became a Supreme Court justice.
Right,
These are not,
friendship of 30 years.
Yeah, they did not go to junior high together. They were not like college buddies. That's not what this is about. When he says they're friends, they became friends because Leonard Leo introduced Harlan Crow to Clarence Thomas because the Federalist Society was worried that Supreme Court justices were taking too much flack, and they might just say, to hell with it. I'm not making any money at this. I can go quit and sit on a bunch of corporate boards and make millions. Millions upon millions. And so what did they do? They basically set up a dating service. We're going to match you, a billionaire, with your own Supreme Court justice that you will develop a relationship with. For you as a billionaire get access to one of the most powerful people in the country. You can either use that power or just flaunt it. And you as a Supreme Court justice, you're not going to have to wonder what it would be like. What kind of life could I live if I had more money as not a Supreme Court justice, because Harlan Crow is going to pay for your mother's house. Harlan Crow is going to pay for your private school education for your kid. Harlan Crow is going to take you on trips that you could never dream of going on. You could go out and make a couple $1 million a year, but you'd have to blow it all on your house in Maryland or wherever it is on the beach. Harlan Crow will fly you to wherever you want to go. Fishing vacations. I mean, that's basically what it is. And so the Judiciary Committee was going to subpoena Harlan Crow and subpoena Leonard Leo, who was basically the matchmaker. And all it took was one page, I guess it was 6 pages, of gruel coming out of the Supreme Court saying, well, we have some ethics. And they're backing off it. So are Republicans afraid this is going to set a precedent? No, because they know who the Democratic Party is. And they also know who the media is. I mean, it's just a fact. I mean, do you have that, I don't know if you have a link to this. Media Matters did a study. You remember when, do you remember when Hillary Clinton called, I don't know if she called Trump voters or whoever it was deplorables. I don't even know what the real story is, actually. She mentioned that some of these people are deplorables. Of course they are. I mean, frankly, I think she's deplorable too, but nevertheless, let's just look at this, sort of like just as at arm's length. Donald Trump referred to Democratic voters as vermin, which is, I'm not sensitive to these things. But are we to believe that if Donald Trump had said deplorable instead of vermin, that there would have been the massive amount of news coverage that the same comment that Hillary Clinton did? Put up a couple, scroll down here and look at these, they've done an assessment. Here, TV news broadcast coverage of Clinton deplorables and Trump's vermin comments. It's crazy. And it's not just, this is just broadcast news. We're not even talking about sort of partisan news. Cable news coverage. Also ridiculous. Again, there's all sorts of partisan amplification on this. Scroll down. Print news, same deal. You can't even see the blue.
Yeah, right. It's not even there.
You can't even see it.
Just one for the WAPO.
Look at them. The Times and Washington Post and the Journal went in on the deplorable comments. I mean, I don't, I only bring this up, not because I'm whining about it, but this is just the reality. When you make an assessment of what Democrats can or cannot do and what Republicans can or cannot do politically, you have to be aware of how the media covers them. And this has been true for at least 25, 30 years. Whether there was a Fox News or not a Fox News. It got really bad in the wake of 9/11. And it got really bad when Drudge was a gateway from Fox and from the right-wing media, which was nascent at that time. Drudge became a gateway to the ABC producers, essentially, and then it just got laundered in. It's a different media ecosystem now. But you should just be aware that this dynamic exists. And so you have people who are saying, like, the reason why Joe Biden's favorability rating is so low is because the media is covering the economy wrong. And there's definitely some truth to that. The media is always, but this is constant. This is consistent throughout. The real problem I think that Biden has in terms of like favorability, aside from like the fact that he has been completely enabling the wholesale like ethnic cleansing, genocide of I would say wholesale ethnic cleansing, partial genocide of Palestinians in Gaza, is just because he's perceived as old. And Donald Trump may be as old or close to it, but he's not perceived as such because he just looks, I don't know, fatter, more mobile, and that was never part of his appeal anyways. When the right wing looks at him, they see him like with one of those like muscle bodies that they put on in like the cartoons, because they're deluding themselves. But and I don't know that I don't know that Joe Biden can't do his job at this point. He probably can. But part of that old narrative is not helped by what's going on in the way that he's reacting to Israel. Because the politics in that disposition is also old. It is anachronistic. So it's not just a physical thing. It's not just him acting like a grandpa. It's that his understanding of the context of these things is antiquated in many ways. And Donald Trump does not have that same problem. Donald Trump's politics come from whatever Mark Levin said yesterday on his talk radio show. And so he's just more current. And I think that thing people don't understand.